I used to think legacy was something you left behind. Now I know it's something you live. It started quietly, a message here, a comment there, a woman saying, "Your words helped me breathe today." Another whispering, "I didn't know anyone else felt this." And just like that, my story became a mirror. Not polished, not perfect, but powerful. Because when you tell the truth, when you write from the bruises and the breakthroughs, you give others permission to do the same. I didn't set out to be a mentor. I set out to survive, to make sense of the delays, to find light in the waiting, to turn pain into purpose. But somewhere along the way, survival became service. I started answering messages, listening to stories, holding space for women who were skating their own routines, some on ice, some on fire, all on faith. They didn't need advice, they needed affirmation. They needed someone to say, "You're not crazy for caring this much. You're not weak for feeling tired. You're not behind, you're being built." So I said it over and over. In posts, in comments, in quiet prayers, and the ripples grew. Women began sharing their own stories, writing their own truths, reclaiming their own voices. Some were mothers, some were creatives, some were simply tired of pretending, but all of them were brave. Brave enough to fall, brave enough to rise, brave enough to believe that their story mattered. I saw myself in them. The girl who used to skate in silence, the woman who learned to write through the noise, the mother who kept showing up, even when the world didn't notice. And I realized, mentoring isn't about having answers, it's about being present. It's about saying, "Me too," and meaning it. It's about holding space for someone else's process, even when it's messy. It's about believing in someone's breakthrough before they do. So I kept mentoring, kept writing, kept reflecting, not because I had it all figured out, but because I knew what it felt like to feel forgotten. And I wanted no one else to feel that way. I started creating content with intention, posts that felt like hugs, captions that carried courage, hashtags that held hope. I started asking deeper questions. Not just what are you building, but who are you becoming? Because legacy isn't just about impact. It's about integrity. It's about the quiet choices, the unseen sacrifices, the moments when you choose grace over glory. And those moments, they matter. They shape the way you speak, the way you serve, the way you show up. They shape the way your children see you, the way your audience trusts you, the way your story heals others. I've mentored women through heartbreak, through burnout, through rebuilding. And every time, I've seen the same thing, resilience wrapped in tenderness. The kind of strength that doesn't need to shout. The kind that skates silently, but leaves a trail of light. That's the legacy I want. Not just to be remembered, but to be felt. Not just to be followed, but to be trusted. Not just to be seen, but to help others see themselves. Because the rink may be quiet, the routine may be solo, but the ripples, they're communal. And every time I write, every time I mentor, every time I choose grace, I feel those ripples. I feel the women rising. I feel the stories shifting. I feel the legacy expanding. And I know this is what I was made for. To skate.to serve. To speak.to turn my quiet fight into a loud legacy.